All right. I guess we're now live. Okay, I think we are. I think we're basically set from here. Okay. All right. Ready in three, two, one. Hey guys, what's up? This is your old pal Cube the Third, and welcome to the somewhat newly reconstructed constructed Otaku Midnight. This time, Otaku Midnight is going to be a little different. If you haven't listened to like the NTR radio, I'll basically kind of give you kind of like a lowdown on what's going on. For right now, I do not have any co-hosts with me. It's basically the only, and this podcast will be irregular from until I basically get co-hosts that I can bullshit with on a regular basis. Uh, I don't know when I'll find co-hosts, but if any of y'all want to come on, like audition and all that stuff, you can just send some of your stuff to my Twitter. My Twitter is Cube the Third and all that stuff. And also, this podcast, like I said before, it will be irregular until further notice, basically. So yeah, with all that out of the way, glad to be back, and so welcome to Otaku Midnight second season. And today we are kicking this off with we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. And today I have a buddy with me, Tsukento. Take it away.
Hi, I'm that guy that doesn't update his freaking YouTube channel for God knows how long. Been over a year now? Yeah, in fact, that was the last time we actually did an episode a year
Ye-
ago.
yeah, it was actually about a year ago. We were kind of just talking about that before we pushed the button and all that stuff. And yeah, it was kind of like we did an episode like after Battle of the Gods came out, and we were kind of talking about that for a little bit. So I guess before we go on to the second segment, to the main segment, I should say. Tsukento, we usually start this off with. So Tsukento, have you been watching anything in particular? Like any anime you've been watching in particular? Anything from this
Ooh,
season?
freaking many things to really go off on. I mean, we just finished the season of stuff as well. Obviously, the big one for me was JoJo.
Yeah,
Um,
JoJo's. I know, and have they talked about a fourth season yet, or is that still up in
Not
the
yet.
air?
That I imagine we'll find out when the final Blu-ray for Stardust Crusaders comes around, because we didn't get an announcement for Stardust Crusaders until the final Blu-ray and DVD came out for part one and two. Because at the during the broadcast of that, we just got the ending to it, and
Uh huh.
and then we see Jotaro at the end. Um, but in the video releases, they showed him at the end, and then the pointing the arrow with "to be continued" pops up. So
Oh
we'll have to
shit.
wait and see
Okay.
if we get anything additional for the Blu-rays.
Hey. Do you think has it been selling well or anything like that? How's
I
it been doing in disc sales?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I haven't been keeping track. I
You know,
know Japan isn't really all that favorable of part four for whatever reason. They like part five more. It just kind of solidifies my joke of Japan having bad taste, but that's just me. Um,
can I be honest with you? I kind of really hate when people always say, "Oh, Japan has shit taste because they didn't like show X, so show Y, that kind of thing."
mm,
I don't know why, but that shit always kind of annoyed me for some reason. It's like, I'm sorry, Japan, they don't have to cater to your American tastes. I'm
I
sorry.
think what part of the problem is that they the way how it's set up in Japan is, in order for a show to succeed, if it's based off of um, let's go with Danmachi, for example.
Yeah, that sucked.
That's pretty much confirmed not to have a second season. If it does, it's a miracle. But for a show that's, for example, based off a light novel, in order for it to get another season, ratings don't really matter. to them. What matters is, did it sell
Discs.
videos? And
Did sell light novels too, yeah,
yes,
because of the whole light novel commercial thing, which I fucking hate.
if the novels aren't selling, then you're pretty much guaranteed not to get a second season. I mean, and it's ridiculous because all of the Hestia merchandise is selling like crazy, but I guess nobody wants to see the series animated.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I was thinking, like, with Hestia being so mimetic, I was thinking that, I thought this would be a guaranteed sell, but I guess not.
Nope.
I mean, that's kind of weird. I mean, I understand, like, why people would get a little up in arms and a little head scratchy about that. I mean, what can I say? I always kind of thought to myself, well, the otaku will go to whatever it is that they're going to go to, and you can't really predict it most of the time. Even if it is, like, the most, generic Moe show X or something like that. Not to disparage Moe or anything like that, because, I'm a big proponent of Moe and all that stuff. And, what else have you been watching, dude?
What haven't I been watching is a better question. Let me see. I've been watching Monster Girls, Monmus,
Monster Musume.
yeah.
How is that? Because I've been thinking about giving that a try because some people are like saying, "Wait, you're not watching Monster Girls?
Yeah,
This is for you, man."
I'm surprised you're not. Let me just say, if you happen to watch anything with anybody nearby, don't watch this with anybody nearby.
No shit. What does it almost get? Because I know, like, at some points it gets almost, hey, it's gonna get hentai-ish.
I've explained this to you before on a Skype chat, but yeah, this series is definitely done by someone who made hentai doujins. He did his own sort of like little doujins of monster girls, and they all featured sex up the wazoo. Whereas this is based off of a manga, which kind of takes the same idea, but isn't just a bunch of random stories. So this is basically one main human character taking in all these different monster girls. Of course, lewd shit happens.
Yeah.
There's always going to be an episode where someone's breasts are going to get grabbed, but that's the charm of it all.
Boing, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah. I guess I'll talk about what I have been watching. Of course, like, if you didn't listen to NTR Radio, I know I didn't really watch much of last season, but however, I did kind of catch up with Shirobako, and I will say Shirobako is pretty damn good, and
Yes.
I don't know. I'm a little bummed that there isn't going to be a second season because apparently, I guess PA Works basically said, "Oh, we could do a second season, but we won't."
I can't really comment because I'm still kind of behind. Like, I have it sitting in my queue, but I haven't really watched beyond episode 5. I'm a terrible person, but
Hey, it's all cool, man.
I really do like what I saw, though.
I really won't go into. I won't really spoil it, for you. But all I'm gonna say is, I really hope they do end up, at least for, like, if they ever do a second season, I really hope they do make that anime real and all that stuff. They make it like a real thing and all that stuff. That 7 Battle Gods, whatever it was called.
It really is. It's always a good thing for a series that really does look like it can do well, for it to get another season.
Yeah, I mean, but right now PA Works is basically just giving us the oh we could but we won't for right now. At least that's what I've heard.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, I am really happy it's like doing gangbusters in the 9 right now. And let's see, what else I've been watching as far as current season stuff. Umaru-chan, very
Mm.
very fun. I love.
Yes, yes.
What do you been thinking about that? Because I know you're watching that too.
What can I say? Umaru is cute as hell.
Yeah, Umaru.
I-
Umaru's a little shit,
in,
but she's an awesome little shit.
in both Umaru form and Komaru form.
Umaru.
I mean, she is a brat, but
She is a brat. Is it Wait, so Komaru? That is a
that's
chibi.
yeah, that's the smaller form.
Because I've always called it like so. Okay, so that's the official name is Komaru. Okay.
I mean, if I remember correctly, she also gave that name to the classmate that walks up to her door, and she answers it thinking it's her brother.
Oh yeah, so that's like the secret identity when she's like in chibi mode when that girl
Yeah.
comes in. Okay, that actually makes a lot more sense now. Because I'm like, wait a sec, Isn't that girl gonna figure it out? I'm really blanking on that girl's name right now. So.
It's funny because they kind of bounce around between the idea that that's what we're seeing is just through our vision where she shrinks down or whatnot, but at the same time they also bounce around the fact that yeah, she's actually shrinking down. It's like, wait, what? If she's not actually shrinking down, imagine what that's like with how she's constantly leaping on her brother's head and whatnot.
She looks like it will look like she's actually humping her brother.
I've actually seen an image of this. Somebody actually drew this, so that's
Is it
what's
on is
even
it on
higher.
Pixiv? Oh, you're gonna have to show that to me later.
Yeah, I found it on Tumblr actually, of all places.
Tumblr. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See, Tumblr can be good for some things.
when they're not bitching.
Yeah, basically, when they're not being whiny about whatever. Let's see what else I've been watching. Anime of the season for me. Actually, I have 2 anime of the season for me. School Live, very, very good. That was a surprise for me. Have you been watching that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Basically, I think I've avoided anything that has school and live in it, mostly because of all the idol animes that have been coming up. I'm not
Here's the
touching any
thing.
of those.
Here's the thing. It's not exactly what you think it is. It has. Okay, I'll just give you this one little tiny piece of. I'll give you a tiny little piece of it. There's zombies in it.
Mm.
Basically, it's kind of it's almost supposed to be like the kind of like the quote unquote Madoka of slice of life anime. Basically, like it gets like holy shit. Like episode 4 had me in fucking tears. I mean, holy shit. It's like basically it's a post-apocalyptic slice of life anime where basically they're trying to avoid all these zombies yeah, I am going to spoil School Life just a little bit. I mean, not for you, but yeah, if you haven't seen it already, go watch it. I think it's really damn good, and I totally recommend it to you because I know you're a huge zombie person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the last time I watched anything with school and zombies, yeah,
High School of the Dead.
did not turn out so well.
Yeah, this one could be a keeper if it keeps its quality up. So and plus that's been causing manga sales to go up. So maybe that might get a second season. Who knows?
Okay, I'll give it a check later on.
Yeah, please do, and let me know what you think. All right, another, and of course, the latest Jun Maeda anime, Charlotte. Have you been watching that one?
I've seen a few episodes of those. I'm actually I don't know why I didn't save it, why I didn't add it to my queue, but I forgot how many episodes I had seen of it. I did
Uh,
like what I see though.
yeah,
I do like it.
yeah, it's a really good show. Holy shit! Have you watched the latest episode? Or are you still behind?
I'm still behind. I
Oh,
forgot what episode I'm on.
there's like about 6 episodes out so far.
Let me see if I can scroll a little bit through my history. See if I can find out what episode I'm on. Episode 4. I think when I first started it, I'm like, oh great, here we go. This is gonna. This is just what I wanted to see. A freaking Gary Stu character getting away with everything,
Like
nothing's
freaking
gonna happen.
Lelouch.
Yeah, but sure enough, he gets his ass handed to him. So it's like, okay, he
This could go
does.
somewhere.
He doesn't actually get away with what he's been doing.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool, and I'm really glad they're starting to. I mean, there were some jokes that were starting to get repetitive, like the pizza sauce joke, which they kind of nerfed, like in episode 5 or maybe 6. I can't remember, but the latest episode. I won't say what happens if you're still interested in watching it, but all I'm gonna say is, holy shit, holy fucking shit. That's all I'm gonna say, because that cliffhanger was fucking brutal. Saturday win. That's all I gotta say. Okay. Any other shows you kind of want to talk about?
I don't know if you've been. I don't know if you watched it since I last mentioned it, but Ushio and Tora, that's really good.
Ushio and Tora. I actually have not watched that. I know. I've been meaning to kind of check out an anime from last year and an anime from this year. The anime from last year, I've always wanted to check out Nozaki-kun, mainly for that girl. Forget her name.
Chio.
Chio. Yeah, Chio. I want to check it out for Chio because she is just goddamn adorable.
Yep.
Uh,
But it's also hilarious as hell.
oh yeah, I bet it is. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I'm really looking forward to checking it out real soon. I might check it out real soon. It's like, oh yeah, I've also been watching something else from last season. Sound Euphonium.
I actually need to watch it. I've heard nothing but good things. But at the same
Asuka,
time,
best girl.
but
Asuka. Mwah.
at
Best
the
girl.
same time, I have to be careful because a lot of people overhype things, and then I sit down
Yeah,
and watch them, and
I
I go,
understand.
"This ain't for me."
Understandable. I mean, I'm just trying best not to overhype it as much. I mean, I'll be 100% real, and this is not a disparagement against any guys that liked it. I kind of figured out I'm not really into Clannad like I thought I was going to be.
I couldn't really get into that one. That was another one. I really did not like the main girl. She was boring to me.
Understandable. Hey, dude, it's understandable, man.
It's like that. It was like you have all these other side characters with more personality, and then you have the main.
Tomoyo
girl.
was best girl, by the way.
Yeah, and then you have the main girl with the personality of sliced bread.
Literally, because my father. That's right. It's because the girl is actually a daughter of a bakery. of owners of a bakery, I should probably say.
Hell, even the mother was a better character than her.
Shots fired. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some waifu wars later about
Yeah,
this.
fuck that.
Oh shit. Yeah. Sound Euphonium. That's pretty good. I need to get back up on that. The main reason why I wanted to watch it because, okay, and I'll flat out admit, someone was bitching about it, and that was the main reason why I kind of wanted to watch it because apparently this person saw it as like male gazy bullshit, that kind of thing, and I was just like, okay,
What?
male gaze, like basically, oh, it has.
Oh no!
fan service.
I know what it means, but it's just the idea of that for that series right there. I know the basic premise of the series, but what?
Yeah, it's like I don't really get that, and when I saw that, I was kind of shaking my head a little bit. I'll flat out admit. And when I was watching the show, I was going like, because when I think male gaze, I think boobs and butts. That's what I think, Because when I think male gaze, I think of something like I still need to watch the show, like Amagi Brilliant Park. That is male gaze
Oh
central, right?
yeah.
That is male gaze central right there. Not, and I'm not, and I'm not, and to anyone out there that's going to probably ream on me for it, I'm not bashing the show. I still need to watch it, but I'm just pointing out an example of what I consider to be male gaze. I mean, I'm not bashing it. So before you keyboard warriors come out and go all Eric Cartman on me and all that stuff. So, okay, one more announcement. You got any more? I gotta make one more thing.
No, go ahead.
One more thing before we move on. Originally, I was going to have a friend of mine over, but I wasn't. But I wasn't sure if Tsukento was able to come on because sometimes with Tsukento, he can be a little hard to reach, and sometimes everything is not really. It's
simple.
cool. It's cool, man. It's cool. I'm not making fun. I'm not getting on you for it.
I'm about as hard to catch as a shiny Pokemon. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes Tsukento can be a little hard to catch, and sometimes you don't even know what's going to happen. That's the reason why, we kind of did this kind of like, it's like, hey, you still up for it? Yeah, let's do it. Because I didn't want to invite my friend over for something that wasn't going to be a for sure thing. Yeah. So I was going to have my friend Jacob, one of my real life friends, and he saw the movie with me, and he was really excited to kind of like talk about it. So it is kind of a bummer, but I will have to have him on for like a show sometime. I'll have to figure out, maybe another time when he can probably like do a show or something like that. Because I know, because let me just say this. This dude is a freaking motor mouth. He'll talk about... If you bring up Godzilla, holy shit, you're going to be in for like a 2-hour long discussion about Godzilla. Yeah, and Dragon Ball Z as well. And because I kind of wanted you guys to kind of hash it out about like certain things that he's told me, which you've kind of told me was like a little what, but yeah. But other than that, guys, that's going to do it for this first segment. Keep it right here on Otaku Midnight. All right. I'll be right back. Let me just get a drink.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
In fact, I may need to refill as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me try something real quick, and if it doesn't
Okay.
work, we'll move on. Okay.
Okay.
Settings. Studio. Voice. Do you hear an echo right now?
No. Oh.
Okay. Do you hear it now?
Let me see. No.
Nope. Okay. All right. All right. Let me just turn on Audacity because I couldn't record. I couldn't record the first segment. As a result, I'll have to just rip it off YouTube later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see if Phil records something. Can you say something real quick?
Okay. Okay. Whoa.
Okay. Cool. Oh, did you get something?
Yeah, I heard something. Not now though.
Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, we're just gonna do. We're doing something real quick that I couldn't really do at the beginning. It turns out I had something ticked. So yeah, this stuff sort of happens. Okay, all right. Just say something one more time.
All right. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, all right. So nothing that time.
Nope.
Okay, cool. All right. All right. Okay. Did you hear like that like sneeze that I had upstairs?
Oh, I heard all 3 of them.
That's the thing. I can like let out the most loudest sneezes ever. Holy shit. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we're ready. Ready on second segment?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. Down.
Let me link the chat again. The video, the stream, whatever it's called.
The stream. It's all cool, man. Hey. Okay. All right.
Oh, by the way, if you want to check the image that I was telling you about, I linked it to you on Skype.
Okay, all right. Let's look at this shit. Shit. Oh God, he looks like he's. That is exactly how I'd imagine it. Buy me the game, God damn it! It looks like she's humping his face. I'll have to link the image on Twitter a little bit later. Oh God! Oh my God! Okay. All right, you ready, dude?
Yeah.
Okay, ready to rock? Okay.
Not the dragon.
Oh, Otaku Midnight Rock the Dragon edition.
Oh God, no.
No, 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 no. God, I can't believe there were, I remember there was actually like I'll talk about that. All right. Okay. Ready on 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome back to Otaku Midnight Segment 2, Rock the Dragon Edition. So today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. So since Tsukento is a bit more of the Dragon Ball Z connoisseur per se, I'm going to let him go first. So Tsukento, take it away about Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F.
So, someone went and made as the tagline for the movie in Japan was someone made the worst wish in history on the Dragon Balls. They revived Frieza. Obviously, most people are gonna think, revive Frieza? What good is that gonna do? Goku has already beaten Majin Buu. Frieza is way out of his class at this point. Everybody else is pretty much stronger, except maybe Yamcha.
Yamcha.
But the premise is, what if Frieza actually went and trained for once in his life and got stronger and came back for his revenge on Earth? And there you have Resurrection F.
So basically, this was kind of like a what if scenario. So this isn't really canon per se.
No, it's canon. It takes place, I believe, a year after, if not a little more than a year after
Battle of the Gods.
After Battle of Gods. We're shown Goku and Vegeta actually training under Whis. We do see Beerus and Whis return for this movie.
Yeah, he was funny.
Oh yes. But basically, yeah, it's a whole. It is kind of a what if scenario, but at the same time, Frieza was always seen as the iconic villain for Dragon Ball Z, to Toriyama, anyways, because he was really the one that seemed like as this outer presence, because Dragon Ball had pretty much taken place on Earth this whole time. We had no idea that there was this alien lord off in space that was so strong that Goku couldn't even take him on. So Frieza was always seen as, if you will, I guess he is to Dragon Ball Z what Great Demon King Piccolo was to Dragon Ball. The very first villain that Goku could not take on, and had a major incident happen with someone close to him that got him to
achieve Super Saiyan.
Well, he didn't achieve Super Saiyan when he was a kid, but basically to achieve new heights and strengths that gave him such rage, if you will. After all, it was the same character that died both times to get him to increase in strength.
Oh, okay. So basically Krillin died both times. So basically Krillin died in Dragon Ball, and Krillin died on the Namek Saga.
Right. In Dragon Ball, Krillin dies to one of Demon King Piccolo's henchmen. Quick blow, like he was nothing. And then you've got Dragon Ball Z, where Frieza just blows him up.
And that's what kicked Goku into like the next level. And Z being Super Saiyan, and Z and Dragon Ball, like what did that unlock? It just like unlocked like a new height.
Basically, it pissed him off. Goku went charging in against Tambourine, the one who killed Krillin. It showed he wasn't really much of a match against him, especially since he was exhausted from coming out of the Tenkaichi Budokai, the World Martial Arts Tournament. He eventually recovers, and then he's able to actually take on and kill Tambourine. But then Demon King Piccolo shows up in his elder form. Goku loses. Piccolo gets regenerated into his youthful form.
And that's the Piccolo you kind of see in Z.
Not quite. what happens is that Goku goes up to Lord Cotton's tower and drinks this water that will bring out someone who has pure will to live. It will bring out whatever hidden strengths they got within them. Goku succeeds. He gets stronger. Goes after Demon King Piccolo. After a bit of a fight, he manages to win. But right before Demon King Piccolo dies, he spits out an egg that's basically his reincarnation, which is the Piccolo that we know later on in Z.
And Z, yeah, okay, all right. So that's how that goes. Because keep in mind, I did not see Dragon Ball all the way through, so that's the whole reason why I'm asking all these questions right now. I mean, I knew that Piccolo was evil at first, but then became good and like a little bit into Z when he was training Gohan.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say, like, Piccolo becomes an ally when he starts training Gohan. I should probably phrase that a little bit better. But I guess basically my perspective, this is basically coming from someone that was kind of inactive to like the Dragon Ball series because back in when it aired on Toonami, I was all about Dragon Ball Z. I was like Dragon Ball this, Dragon Ball that, it was kind of like a big part of my life for like a little bit. But then in 2004, like after like GT came out, I was just like, I'm not really that into it anymore. And your taste changed, that kind of thing. And then
will do that to most people.
What?
GT will do that to most people.
Yeah, and of course there was also peer pressure. Long story, but it was kind of like I kind of wanted to be seen as kind of like as that cool. I didn't want to be seen as like typical boy that's into. Oh, of course you'd be into shonen stuff like Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff and blah blah blah. And that's what kind of kicked off some of these tastes in anime that I have today in a sense, all because of peer pressure in that sense. But that, like I said, long story, but I didn't really get back into Dragon Ball, but I mean, I'm not really as into it as I was, when I was like 12. I mean, when I saw Battle of the Gods, I was like, yeah, this is what made Dragon Ball work for me. This was awesome. It was fun. It was funny in some areas, and that's what made Battle of the Gods really, really work for me. And in this sequel, I felt like it pretty much brought back that same magic again, but this time with a bit more of darkness and all that stuff, and of course, like some of that Dragon Ball-esque humor was there with Emperor Pilaf and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was all pretty damn funny. That was pretty damn funny, and I'm really loving how, like I said, in the last episode we did, this retcons GT to a certain extent, right?
Not quite. See, that's the thing. A lot of people they say with the previous movie and this one, this retcons GT. Not quite, because GT still doesn't happen at this point. These two movies take place between the 10-year gap between the final fight with Majin Buu and the ending of the series. So GT happens after the ending of the series. So really, there's nothing that these movies do that'll affect GT. I mean, the only thing that I could think of is, okay, Pilaf and his men are kids during this whole time, whereas at the end of GT, they're old geezers and they're looking for the Black Star Dragon Balls.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. It's like, because I thought like, wow, I'm pretty sure they go for like a rapid aging and all that stuff. Was it ever said what Emperor Pilaf was? Like, what race was he?
Not really. I mean, I think we can just chalk it up to him being a shrimpy monster.
That
One of those little imps from Chrono Trigger.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Good call. What else I was gonna say? But yeah, with Resurrection F, I mean, when I learned that they were bringing back Frieza, I remember kind of thinking to myself, really, really, why are we bringing back Frieza? I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I know like Frieza is like one of the fan favorites and all that stuff, and I can understand why it was brought back for that reason. I was feeling like, come on, why don't we just do something else? You know, I like seeing new stuff. I like seeing new villains from Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff. And I just like seeing new stuff in general rather than just rehashes. But I mean, I'm really glad it didn't turn out to be just a plain old like, oh man, another rehash. It turned out to be actually pretty damn fun as a result. So I guess I wasn't really too mad at the end of the day.
And one of the things that I always saw people, it's true. A lot of people initially were complaining about, oh, really, we're going down the route of bringing Frieza back. What can he do? He's not that strong. At this point, I always saw it like this. Hey, at least it's not another Broly movie.
Oh God, another fun. I heard that I never saw any of the Broly movies because I didn't watch anything after 7, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I should have kind of kept going with it because I remember like movie 12 being like really, really good and all that stuff.
9, 12. Oh, well, let me see here. 9, 10, 12, and 13 are good. I mean,
13. I meant to say 13 because I remember I always wanted to see 13 but never did.
I mean, 10 is obviously Broly coming back, but it's not that bad. It's certainly not
not bio.
Yeah, not Sludge Monster.
Okay, we got a real-time comment from my former co-host Zeke Freak. Oh, okay. Actually, Xenoverse confirms GT as a separate timeline for Battle of the Gods onward. Alternative realities. Comment?
Yeah, that's also the thing. The game also kind of confirms that this can be seen. GT can be confirmed as an alternate reality, but we have to remember this is the games. We don't. Yeah. I mean, Dragon Ball Online. Yeah, that was written by Toriyama. And we saw elements of Dragon Ball Online come into Xenoverse, but how much of Xenoverse actually is a part of the main story, we don't really know. But it does, it can be kind of seen as an alternate timeline, or whatchamacallit.
Kind of like the whole Universe 3, Universe 4 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember like when they brought that up, like in that Dragon Ball trivia thing. Oh yeah, by the way, for those that didn't see it, there was actually like Dragon Ball trivia with like with the VAs and all that stuff. I gotta ask, did it change like every night or stuff like that, or was it the same one every time?
It was the same one.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering.
Yeah, in fact, before it even came on, I initially thought, oh crap, this was a one night thing only. I'm probably not going to see it, and it came on right as I'm texting to see if anybody can answer if it was on every showing. So luckily it was.
Okay, so it was on every showing and on. Okay, yeah. I want to kind of diverge into it a little bit. Was I the only one that kind of got a little like, wait a second, I didn't realize we were still back in the Toonami era again, but you know, like how when they put Hercule in as one of the answers for like one of the questions?
I do like the fact that Whis' voice actually said Mr. Satan at first, and then kind of, oh wait, I didn't say that. I mean Hercule.
Yeah, why did they put Hercule instead of like, you know, the canon name? Because we're not really on the Dragon Balls. We're not really on the Toonami era anymore.
You know what? I've always asked this. I still ask it. I mean, I was rereading the manga, and Viz went ahead and they pointed out in in the characters section, they commented that his name is Hercule, but in the Japanese manga, his name is Mr. Satan. It's like, okay, if you acknowledge the fact that his name was Mr. Satan in the Japanese version, why are you using Hercule right now? That makes no sense.
Are they like? I mean, honestly, are they like trying to use? Are they like trying to do the whole LOL, like, oh, let's just pander to the Tsunami crowd, that kind of thing? Because you know, like how back when Tsunami came back, everyone was kind of bitching about why don't they have Dragon Ball Z on? Why aren't they bringing back Dragon Ball Z, the old dub and all that stuff? That was the best. And like, of course, all the Falconer apologists came out.
I don't really think so, because I mean, if they wanted to, they could have dubbed this and Battle of Gods and Kai in the same way that they did for Z. I mean, if I remember correctly, the original plans for Kai were to take the Z dub audio and re-edit it to fit the Kai dub, and that would have been awful.
Oh, ew!
Thank God they didn't.
Ew! That's gross. That sounds gross. I mean, here's the thing. I like electronic music, keep in mind, but that music is just like, here's the thing. That music did not know when to shut up, because what I liked about like the original Japanese music is what I really liked was I kind of liked the amount of drama and this is kind of like a me thing. I kind of like how old school it sounded too. I mean, I know it was made back in the 90s. It was made back in the 80s and 90s and all that stuff. So that's why it has. I kind of feel like that suits Dragon Ball Z, and it's really more dramatic, and it's not so 90s edgy. Kind of. I guess that's how I would put it.
One of the things that I've always noticed was, we're getting a little off track, but
I know.
With Dragon Ball Z, when they would do the recap for the episode before going into the title card, the Japanese version would sometimes it would play the music, show what happened in the previous episode, but not have the narrator say anything for a good while up until halfway through the recap.
And like, of course, like
it wouldn't be overly detailed. It wouldn't be overly blown or overhyped. Just like with the next episode previews, we definitely didn't have stuff like, guess what? Krillin's in the house.
Oh God! Oh,
I mean, the way how the recaps and the next episode previews were always presented were as if this was a story that an elderly person was telling their grandchildren, because Joji Yanami was an elderly person. It still is, but he was much younger then. It would seem like he was invested in the story to the point where even at points where he seemed surprised by certain things. There was no mention of find out on the next Dragon Ball Z or anything like that. It didn't really have him name drop the show, if you will.
next. What about when he goes like next Dragon Ball Z Kai?
I mean, that's the thing with the next episode previews. They were narrated by Goku, and sometimes Gohan.
In like the original Japanese.
Oh,
Oh, that actually sounds cool. Why didn't they keep that in?
They at some point it was really weird because they had the narrator doing the next episode previews, from the original broadcast dub to the Funimation recast for season 3. And then at some point later on, I think it might have been when the artificial humans are brought in, they had out of nowhere Goku giving the narration for the next episode previews, and then they switched back to the narrator. So it was like, wait, that made no sense. Why? Where's the consistency here? And then I remembered the dub had no consistency.
Okay, all right. Before we kind of get back on track, let's read some comments again from also Zeke Freak. I guess he's the only one that's kind of watching and like being engaged. Okay, all right. Xenoverse is a big part of this whole Dragon Ball revival. I imagine the details were specifically made consistent. And
Yeah, I would say that that would seem about right.
And also, he says, I think this is in response to like when I was like talking about Dragon Ball Z Kai, like how everyone was having like nostalgia goggles for the original Dragon Ball Z. He says that anyone who says that the Kai script is inferior is a freaking idiot. And also, this is a troll comment. Nice troll comment, Zeke Freak. Falconer apologist here. I love his music. I bought his soundtracks multiple times. Sure thing, Zeke.
I mean, the music is okay, but it just really didn't fit Dragon Ball Z to me.
It just did. Here's the thing: it just didn't fit the context. Like, because I remember, like, I heard like in the original Japanese for like Dragon Ball Z, when Goku, teleports, when Goku sacrifices himself, when Cell was about ready to blow up.
Mhm.
There was this sad music that was playing. It's supposed to really kick you in the balls that he's gone.
Yeah, and right after Goku teleports, it stops. You hear nothing but the echo of, I think it was Krillin shouting out Goku, and then you see all the flash frames of everybody's reaction.
So in their words, those lines were basically, "Oh, this was the only place I could transport him."
No, that one was
That was actually added in.
no. That was an actual translated line.
Oh, okay. So that was actually said in the original Japanese. Okay, correct that from the record.
Yeah.
That was the thing about it was like when the Falconer music came on, it just ruined the fucking mood. I didn't even feel anything from it. I remember like when I first saw it, I remember feeling like a little bummed out, but I didn't really feel like my balls were kicked.
I always look at it like this: the Falconer music is really theme based to me, as in most of the music is made to be a character theme for whoever is on screen. Most of the time, we'll see Piccolo or Vegeta on screen. There's a theme playing for them, regardless of what the situation
And what the
is
context
looking like. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand perfectly, but
one of the other things, another example, when Goku is turning Super Saiyan 3 right in front of Majin Buu and Babidi, he's showing this new form. We gotta remember that we have to pretend we didn't have the internet and know that there was Super Saiyan 3 or even Super Saiyan 4 at this point, because Japan was already way past GT by the time we got Z.
I remember hearing about Super Saiyan Goku actually, because I remember like I purchased a videotape of it, like back when the Frieza saga was airing. I remember I purchased a videotape, and I was like about like 8 episodes ahead or something like that. When I saw it in context, I was like, "Wow!" So that's what Goku looks like when he finally reaches that form. Holy!
Like I was saying, in the Japanese version, this is a new form we had not seen. We didn't even think it was possible to go beyond, even more beyond the Super Saiyan form, as Goku likes to say this is, because that's how he always phrased it when he first introduces these forms to Buu. He says this is Super Saiyan, this is to go beyond the Super Saiyan. I guess you could call it Super Saiyan 2, and this is to go this is a form even more beyond Super Saiyan. So when we're seeing this, it's how do I describe it? It's supposed to be like fearful, surprising music that's playing in the background, whereas in the dub, we just have like the usual
Like,
retake of the opening theme, because that was another thing they like to do. They really like to redo the Dragon Ball Z theme for the dub that they had, and just redo it. It just came off as like really more, I guess, heroic or anything like this, something like that. It honestly didn't mesh well with me, especially when you have Kaio in the background screaming at Goku not to do it, and he's gonna lose his time on Earth if he goes ahead and does it.
oh, like when he does Kaioken times like what 1,000 or something like that, or
More,
or more towards Super Saiyan 3.
it was the Super Saiyan 3, because when he uses it, he's only got 1 day on Earth, so the longer he uses it, the faster his time on Earth is going to drain. And that's something that Goku ends up addressing later on once he's alive again, where he realizes, oh, this takes up way too much life energy.
So in their words, if you use Super Saiyan 3, it basically ages you.
Not ages, but more or less just drains you of your energy faster. It burns out quicker.
Okay, all right. It's like he goes on to say, but if you ask what I listen to out of context of the show, I go with Falconer. It's better music on its own. Playing the theme music is called a leitmotif. It's LEIT motif, leitmotif, stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. You and your big word, Zeke, I swear. Anyway, getting back on track. Where was I? We were talking about. Okay, so okay, all right. Spoilers ahead from here on. So if you don't care, go ahead. If you don't want to be spoiled, then go see the movie today. Or if you're watching this live, see it today.
It's a little late for that, considering if I remember correctly, this is supposedly the last day for showings.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you're seeing this right now live, go see it today, because it's like August 12th, technically. So yeah. Okay, going back to it. Here was the thing. I was expecting Frieza's like fourth form to kind of be a bit more than that. Because you want to know what my favorite form was of Frieza?
Which one?
Was when Frieza was kind of like in that weird xenomorph thing.
When
he looked like Alien from the Alien franchise. That was actually my favorite form of his, if you want my honest opinion. And I was kind of thinking, for not Super Saiyan, for like when Frieza 4 came out, I was thinking, like, why gold? That just sounds like a lazy palette swap to me.
You have to look at it like this. A lot of people agreed that, oh, the gold form looks so lazy and whatnot. But you have to remember, when Goku turned Super Saiyan, his hair was gold. So it would only be a little funnier that the fact that Frieza's new transformation involves him turning gold.
So in other words, that was basically a visual joke. Okay.
I don't know if I would call it a visual joke, but I just find it funny.
Yeah.
Because I guess you can look at it as his way of fighting back, gold against gold. Until he found out that Super Saiyan hair can end up turning
blue.
red, and now blue.
Okay. Yeah, back to that. But what I was like trying to go on to was, that was my only problem with, I felt like, anyway, what was I trying to say was, I honestly thought, when I first saw like what the form looked like, I just thought it was just, LOL, Akira Toriyama kind of running out of ideas, like as one of my friends put it. I didn't really think he was running out of ideas per se. I just thought we were kind of like retreading we were kind of like treading familiar territory for the most part. But overall, as my thoughts on the movie, I thought it was really, really good. And if you're in the Dragon Ball like back then, or if you're still in the Dragon Ball now, I would recommend giving this a go. This was absolutely fun. And let's go over the flaws of the movie. I understand that you had a lot more bones to pick with its animation than I did.
Not so much the animation, but I think the only thing that really irked me was the back and forth between digital animation and then CG animation. Because at times it did look weird, because I can notice these things. Not many people do, but I can see where, for example, we'll see Jocko running away from Frieza's henchman up against the cliff, and he's drawn, but then when he jumps up to swing on a branch, he's in CG. So it's like, why?
That just sounds really lazy right there. That just sounds like lazy animation right there.
I mean, it wasn't as painfully obvious as it was in Battle of Gods, where it looked really stiff in Battle of Gods.
Yeah, like there was like this one CG moment. I remember like noticing. I was thinking to myself, what? Like when Goku was lunging towards Beerus and all that stuff. That's where I noticed the CG right there. That's where I went like, what? And like and of course, yeah, I know Zeke Freak Toei is going to Toei and all that stuff. They're, as one of my friends put it, they are the McDonald's of anime for the most part.
Oh yeah.
No matter how you slice it or dice it, Toei is basically the McDonald's of animation. Although they did make Kyosogiga. I've been meaning to check that out, but that's a story. That's a topic for a different time. But what else? What else I can say about this movie? I'm already running out of steam on what to say. What else I was going to say about it?
I think one thing that I was admittedly a little saddened by was we didn't get to see a little more of the other characters interacting. I mean, in both times that I saw the movie, everybody laughed at the fact that when Tenshin Han points out he didn't bring Chaozu or Yamcha because he didn't feel they would be.
Everyone laughed at mine too.
They wouldn't be able to do much of anything. But the lack of Goten and Trunks, and I guess Majin Buu. I mean, I can imagine Majin Buu not wanting to go because he's not gonna really take them on.
Because Majin Buu's kind of like just, I just want to eat candy. Bye.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody thought of bringing up the fact, hey, North City got destroyed. Mr. Satan, where are you?
Oh yeah,
that would have been funny to see offhand. What else? I like I said, I do wish we could have seen Goten and Trunks in the middle of this fight. That
was a little, but Oh well.
I mean, I would imagine had they brought Boo, he might have just turned all of Frieza's army into candy.
Oh yeah, he probably would have.
So that probably would have made things a little too easy.
Yeah, it probably would have been a little anticlimactic for the most part.
I do also feel it is a bit of a shame that 18 didn't get to join in.
Yeah,
they even hinted at the fact that they had her say, "I'm no offense, but I am stronger than you." They could have just left her. They could have just left Marin with Videl.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it is especially funnier when you hear
when you see Dad.
Tenshin Han saying that he left Yamcha behind because he felt he wouldn't be much use. Yeah, here comes Krillin with Master Roshi.
Oh God! Oh man, with Master Roshi. What was I saying about it? Like the audience for my end. I guess I can probably talk about the audience a little bit, and the audience was actually really enthusiastic. It kind of reminded me when I saw the first two Monica movies in theaters. Everyone was really enthusiastic. Everyone kind of clapped at moments. Like, remember, remember, like, okay, remember, like in Resurrection F when like that dude got shot up and everyone clapped. But did you ever get that? It was like when that dude got shot up. I can't
Which one?
Frieza's hit. It was one of Frieza's henchmen that kind of brought him back.
Oh, Sorbet.
Sorbet, yeah, him.
When he gets blasted in the end.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody was in both showings that I saw. Everybody was like, "Yeah,
yeah. This was definitely a movie where you could kind of like hoot and holler and everyone be okay. It'd be like I said, Dragon Ball Z. That was a fun time and all that stuff, And if there's another movie coming up, have they announced anything for like another Dragon Ball movie, or is it basically just all super from here on out?
I answered this in a question that someone asked me the other day. Basically, the way how I see it is, Super looks like it was the result of the success of both Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Because they both did so well, I think Toei looked at it as, hey, maybe we should make a new series, because it looks like there are enough people that do want to see more Dragon Ball. So I think in the long run we will see another Dragon Ball movie, but I say Resurrection F is likely the last Dragon Ball Z movie. If we are to see anything later on, it'll still carry the Dragon Ball label, but I don't think it'll have Z attached to it.
So it'll just be Dragon Ball Super movie 1, basically.
Right, or another Dragon Ball movie. But as for Dragon Ball Z, I think they're gonna end up retiring Z from here on out.
So in other words, Dragon Ball Z is officially retired from here on out. Okay, that
possibly that's just my thought process, though. Because I mean, we got Extreme Butoden. What was it? Extreme Butoden?
Yeah, I think so. I have to.
The one that just recently came out for the 3DS. I mean, that still carries the Z title, even though friggin' Japan had Kai going on for a long time now.
Is Kai still going on, or is that still kind of like
it's done? It's done in Japan.
So
that's why we have Super now.
Okay, all right, gotcha. So, I guess have you ever heard any plans that they're going to probably, because like it's kind of weird that Funimation hasn't really said anything on Dragon Ball Super.
The main reason is Toei is not giving it to anybody. I believe one of the things is, judging by the animation quality for episode 5, and I'll get into that later, but I imagine they're on tight schedules right now, so trying to push out episodes as quickly as possible may be a little too much to try to get simulcasts, or at least, I mean, it's too early. It's too early to say that Funimation can dub this. I mean, they're only 5 episodes in for Super.
No,
so
like
we can't.
At least they haven't simulcast. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's because of the tight broadcast schedules. And one could say, oh, well, Sailor Moon Crystal is under the same thing, but the difference is that Sailor Moon Crystal is if I remember correctly, a net anime, but also bi-weekly, if I remember correctly, whereas Dragon Ball Super is weekly.
Yeah, they're probably working like 14-hour shifts and all that stuff, I'd imagine. Then again, you know how the anime industry works. kind of grueling for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay, real another real time comment. This he makes a good point. I think Z was always just American distinction anyway.
Yeah, well, only for Kai, to be honest with you, and for the manga.
Uh,
Um, in the manga, volumes 1 through 42 are known as Dragon Ball, whereas we split it up here, where it's 1 to 16 is Dragon Ball, and then 17 to 42 is
Dragon.
renumbered from 1 to 26 as Dragon Ball Z. Um, Kai got relabeled here as Dragon Ball Z Kai rather than Dragon Ball Kai.
Yeah, because that would probably confuse people.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Um,
Uh,
Now he's also saying, considering Toei wants to localize World Trigger themselves, maybe they plan the same for Dragon Ball Super. I really don't know. I'm amazed they're even trying anything with World Trigger. I'm surprised anybody's even watching that. Or actually, no, nobody was watching that, and they're confirming
like
another season.
It seems like Zeke is the only one watching it.
um,
Sorry, Zeke. We're just being dicks.
well, no, but I mean, it's true because I remember something about the ratings for World Trigger. Nobody's watching it.
Like, was it like zero rate? Was it like a goose egg on like one of the ratings?
Not zero ratings, but like barely anyone is watching it. And I believe they may have already caught up on all of the material, and they already want to start another series. Why? If they don't, I mean, it seems like it's going to be filler central from there on until the manga has enough material for them to use again. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really glad I'm not really into World Trigger right now. That's all I gotta say. What else was I gonna say? So in Air Words, we might see kind of like not necessarily like an like an Aniplex of America situation, not like where the price is expensive and all that stuff, but like, are we going to see like another Aniplex of America or Pony Canyon kind of situation?
I doubt it. I mean, Dragon Ball has always been given to Funimation in the West.
And Jin Fukunuga isn't he still like related to like one of like the Toei bigwigs and all that stuff?
He's related to somebody in Toei, but I don't think that really gives him all the privileges that many people would think.
Yeah, I know there's like a bunch of red tape involved and all that stuff. I guess like since we're kind of like done with the movie, overall, I guess like I gave my overall thoughts. I thought it was a really good movie. It had its issues, but none of the issues I didn't really notice until like some people pointed it out. But overall, what did you think of Dragon Ball? What do you think? What do you think of Resurrection F overall? Before we kind of talk about Super for a little bit,
I liked it. It, like you said, it had the comedy of Battle of Gods, but it also had a little more action, which was something that a lot of people were. The few people that were disappointed by Battle of Gods were expecting more action. That's what Resurrection F gave us. I came away still enjoying this. I mean, I grew up with Dragon Ball. I'm almost 30 at this point.
Yeah, you guys, you want to know something? Like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon is one of the reasons why I'm a big trash otaku for the most part.
I mean, I grew up with Dragon Ball as a kid. I was still in elementary school when Dragon Ball was being localized here, right before they got into Z. Right before they jumped into Z, if I should say it better. And even to this day, I never really lost interest in the franchise as a whole. I'm amazed I have not been burned out. But it's something that's always been a part of my life. And going into this, I'm still hyped because I still also can't believe this is another opportunity that I get to actually see a Dragon Ball movie in the theaters, because Japan has all of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z's movies have been in Japanese theaters. So to be able to actually go to a theater and see a Dragon Ball Z movie,
especially near me, of all
yeah,
places.
yep,
I didn't have to drive I didn't have to drive like 45 minutes to Columbus to see it.
yes.
Like
I
I
mean,
would have to do it Love Live.
one of the things I've always before these movies, any other anime movie, uh, well, anything that wasn't
Dragon Ball Z.
well, anything that wasn't Studio Ghibli, I didn't have to drive 100 miles down to see a private screening or anything like that. Whereas this, it was mostly everywhere. I mean, they say it was a limited screening, but I could actually go to the theater nearby me that's not even 15 minutes away, and boom, watch it.
It wasn't it wasn't even like a special theater too, because in Columbus, like there's like a place called Gateway Film Center. That's like a big indie multiplex, and our indie theater doesn't do any of that shit at all. They don't even do anime, which pisses me off. Fuck you, Neon. Not Neon Taster, by the way, but you know, this is a different Neon. But yeah, that's the name of our indie theater here in Neon Movies. They pretty much said fuck it to anime for the most part, but that, like I said, that's a different topic for a different time. But yeah, I just really wish movies would get. I just really wish anime movies. I really wish there were more anime movies I didn't have to drive like 45 minutes to see.
And I think it's still having the same elements to it that I grew up enjoying.
Yeah,
still there. That's what really made it worth it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think going into this movie, one of the first scenes that we see, it's Frieza in hell. And what's hell like? That's right. It's not exactly what we thought it was. It's Frieza's own personal kind of hell, where it's nothing but fairies and teddy bears.
That was funny as fuck. Let me say, because I was thinking it was going to be like the hell that was in when we saw like when Goku fell off Snake Way and all that stuff. I thought it would be like that hell.
Well, that's also the funny thing, because that hell was only for the anime. So we never really, if I remember correctly from the manga, we never did see what hell looked like there. Like all those instances where we see Frieza and everybody else in hell, all of that's non-canon because because part of the thing that they mention is if you die and you're not if you're not a good enough person to have warranted it, you don't keep your body, and your spirit is taken, cleansed, and reincarnated. Unless you're really bad or you're really good. If you're really good, your spirit goes to heaven. If you're really bad, goes to hell for torture, then cleansed, and then reincarnated. Which was
so it's kind of like a stale period in this sense.
Yeah. And one of the funny things when Goku during the Majin Buu saga, he goes to ask if Gohan had died. Enma tells him, "Oh no, I don't see any Gohan on this list. I did see a Dabra, and he was so evil. So I sent him to heaven instead. He probably would have liked it in hell."
so heaven was his own personal hell. So in other words, how did that heaven and hell system work for Frieza? Was it like basically he gets his own personal hell in a sense?
To be honest with you, I really don't know.
That was more that wasn't really explain how that system works.
I guess it differs from person to person.
Yeah, I guess that's how King Kaio wants to do. Not what was that dude's name? The guy
the one that judges everyone.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, Enma.
Enma. Okay, all right.
Or King Yama
King
as in other languages.
King Yama. Okay, that sounds right. This is basically all one-sided, but uh, I know you said you didn't really want to talk about it, but I guess we're kind of like leading up into it. But so, what do you think about Dragon Ball Super?
I'm enjoying it. It is going a little slow, but I do like that it gave us what Goku's and Vegeta's life, what their family life is like after the events with Majin Buu. We really didn't get to see the two uh, enjoying their lives with their families throughout Z. So being able to see this and Super, and then it being a bit of a retelling of it's going to be a retelling of the first of these two movies as well, and then dive into its new arc where we'll finally be able to see new material. We're only 5 episodes in, so it's only a matter of time till I can really give a good
Opinion on it for right now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I know, like, what do you think about the complaints?
Oh my god, everybody's complaining about the animation like as if they forgot what Dragon Ball Z looked like, what Dragon Ball looked like, what Dragon Ball GT looked like. A lot of these people, and there's a lot of cherry picking going on. I'm seeing people pulling up scenes where we had the best art, yet they're forgetting a lot of the times. They're forgetting a lot of the times where the show has looked bad. I mean, we've had
like animation quality drops and all that stuff.
We've had times where an episode would have an important scene with really good animation. The episode ends. The next episode picks up where it left off. And the animation looks awful.
And it looks
it looks nothing like the previous scene. Like, for example, when Trunks kills Frieza.
Uh-huh.
The episode ends right after Trunks has sliced him in half. Next episode picks up right where it left off. It looks hardly anywhere as detailed as it did in the previous episode.
So it's basically like they're let like their B and F team kind of do it in a sense,
right? So they tend to use their A team for the most important scenes,
and like the B through F team basically for everything else in a sense,
more or less.
Yeah,
it's Toei being Toei.
Yeah, as Mr. Zeke Freak put it. Yeah. Here's the thing. I never really considered Dragon Ball Z to be like, oh man, it's always looked great and all that stuff. I think like some of it's even been made worse by its quote unquote remaster. Thanks, Funimation.
Ugh.
Now, what do you think about that whole debacle? Because I pretty much said my opinions on it, but I've never really heard your opinions on the matter.
I'm sticking to my Dragon boxes.
Yeah, that seems like, that seems to be like, if you're really into Dragon Ball Z, those are the ones you really want to seek out is the Dragon boxes because that's the thing. It's like, why do you want to stretch it out? Because here's the thing. That show was not meant for 16:9 ever. And also it's like I guess I'm like one of the few Americans that still likes to see stuff the way that it was intended to be seen, but in HD. But if it can't be seen in HD, then I'll take a DVD. I mean, yeah, DVDs are a shitty format, and I kind of wish I wish DVDs would go by the wayside of VHS. But it's just really irritating when like people want to see. When people stretch out their TVs and all that stuff, like when they stretch out the formats and all that stuff, that's always bothered me for the most part when people do that shit. It's like, it's like when when I watch an old movie, it's like it's like, yeah, this looks grainy, this looks a little thick, but I know it was made in 1992 or 1982 or 1968 or whatever. I don't need it to look all new and quote unquote shiny and so chrome, that kind of thing.
I will always go like this. For me, if I want to watch Dragon Ball Z, I'm gonna watch the Dragon boxes. That's the best quality I can get it in. Mostly because for Dragon Ball Z, I watch the Japanese version. Now, when it comes to Dragon Ball Z Kai, it's actually the opposite for me. I like how I love the dub for Kai. I could not stand Z's dub. Kai's dub is more accurate to the original script. The voice acting is so much better. So I will, for the English dub, I will always go for Kai. Whereas the Japanese version, Toei kind of didn't do so well with directing. I mean, how do you make Norio Wakamoto sound so unenthusiastic?
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
That's how you know you done goofed.
You know you goofed when Cell does not sound convincing. Like he does not sound like he's in his top peak of performance. I mean,
yeah, because
oh yeah, man, in Z, you hear his shouts as Cell, and you can feel that he's shouting his ass off in it. Whereas in Kai, it sounds more like he's whining at times.
He's like, yeah. Something like that.
Yep.
I just have a funny mental image of that. And also Zeke points out, and this is kind of an obvious axiom, but to be fair, it's a long runner. Budgets are stretched, schedule is hectic, every studio struggles.
Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's like when it comes to like a long series like that's basically always going to be a given. That's kind of at this point. But you know, I've always kind of like had this little thing for me for a while. You know, like how everyone likes to bring up, like, you know, like, oh, Goku versus Superman, that kind of thing. Yeah, I know. I hate it too. Have you ever agree or disagree? Do you think like Dragon Ball Z, like, or at least Goku, the character, like himself, do you think he's like Japan's Superman to a certain extent?
Somewhat, but not quite. I mean, one of the things is that Superman is meant to be a hero that the Screw Attack said it best. Superman is a hero that inspires people. Goku is not someone you want to be inspired by. This is the guy who says, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna go live at this guy's house to train. I'll see. I'll come by and visit a few years."
Yeah, that's kind of an asshole-ish thing to do. Okay, let's see. I'm at a weird point where the Dragon Ball Z abridged actors are sounding better than the official ones. And also he goes on to say, unless if they're Madhouse, this is in response to the whole long runners things. Unless if they're Madhouse, Hunter has always looked good. It's always looked amazing.
Yeah. Hunter has always looked amazing.
I've been meaning to watch Hunter x Hunter, but it's just do I really want to watch all that stuff?
Yes, you do.
Because here's the thing, it's like I'm just not sure if I'm still like, because I don't really consider myself much into the shonen stuff anymore. I guess it's because I'm either getting old or I'm starting to turn into a party pooper.
Hey, yeah, I would say it's more of a party pooper. Who's the old one here?
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, you are talking to someone that did try to get into Attack on Titan. I just realized, wasn't for me.
And Hunter x Hunter starts off slow. I will admit that, but it really, really gets better later on.
Oh yeah, I'll keep that in mind. It's just like I guess if I have like no anime to watch, if I have like a slow season coming up, I might just
If anything, watch 2 episodes a day.
watch 2 episodes a day.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, just go at it real slowly and let it, and then like once it starts getting like to the, I guess it'll start. It's kind of like with Breaking Bad for me. It's like it starts off real slow, but then it gets to the point where holy shit, I can't put this down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the Breaking Bad creep up. Honestly, gotta give it some time for you to kind of be like, holy shit, I can't put this down.
Yeah, because it's not until like after the character introductions are out of the way, that's where things start really picking up. It picks up within each arc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and in regards to the abridged voice actors, yeah, I have my moments where I hear I'm watching something official and I'm getting ready to hear the freaking abridged actors. There was at one point where in Resurrection F, Krillin's just handing out the senzu beans like crazy, and I just had to say to my friend next to me, I'm like, senzu bean. And of course, they ask Krillin how many senzu do they have left, and one of the things he says is, "Oh, it's just one." And all I could think of is, "What the crap? I thought I had more of these. We had like 100 of these or something."
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could get into like an abridged series these days because it seems like that shit's kind of like a dime a dozen, or at least after when every freaking weeaboo ever decide like, hey, I'm gonna make my own abridged series just so I can ape Yu-Gi-Oh! TAS. Look at me, guys! I'm making my own abridged series.
Yeah, everybody went down that route.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad it seems like Dragon Ball Z abridged. That seems to like be like the only one that seems to have kind of still kind of kept its comedy up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, the thing is that with they do it differently. Most other abridged people, they just go, "Oh, let's just throw some random humor in, ha 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 ha."
Oh man, it's so random.
It's usually not funny. And it's it's usually poorly produced too,
and made in movie maker.
Whereas with DBZA, it seems like they shoot off ideas to each other. They go by the material. They go by fan commentary in regards to what's happening in the actual series. Where it's like, that's a good point. Why the hell?
Like they kind of bring up actual flaws within the series itself.
Yeah. Especially with Gohan. Like right before, for example, Cell absorbs 17. He's about to kill. Tenshinhan. And Goku and Gohan are up in Kami's palace, and he's like, "Oh man, if only I could get to them in time." And Gohan's like, "You can teleport."
Yeah.
And Goku just stands there with a shocked face. He's like, and then he just teleports. Did he just remember he could do that? And of course, Mr. Popo saying, "Your father's an idiot."
Yeah, most definitely. As for like other things, I guess before we kind of wrap it up, yeah, that's the one thing. It seems like Dragon Ball Z abridged, at least from like when I see you guys talk about it, it seems to be a lot more quotable than like any other abridged series out there.
Oh yeah.
Or at least one that's tried to kind of like go off of the whole, hey guys, we could be Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged too. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Or 4 stars for free comment, subscribe.
It also helps that these guys have, before they did Dragon Ball Z Abridged, they did try their own abridged versions of if I remember correctly, the first 2 movies. And one of them was even involved in I think it was just a one episode kind of thing of a Yu Yu Hakusho abridged parody.
So it was kind of like how, like just testing the waters, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Eventually they got together and just decided to start doing Dragon Ball Z, the series. And sure enough, when you go back to the first episodes then, and then you compare them to now, you can definitely see a huge spike in quality. They went up big time with what they could do and just overall how they've improved as a group.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound like really well put together, and they do think out their jokes really well. It might be something I might have to check out like really, really soon, or probably not. Who knows? But uh, I guess like, do you have any other things that you want to say? Like anything you want to fly off the handle on?
What else? What else?
Most of all, I just want to say this, guys. Are you guys really that fucking surprised that Dragon Ball Super looks quote unquote that bad? This is fucking Toei we're talking about, folks.
Yep. I mean, you can go through my Twitter feed. You'll see that. Hey, I've got a few screenshots of some really bad scenes.
Some really bad.
Oh yeah, I'll post some more later as I go along.
Yeah, it seems like to me like, it seems like, the more I kind of think about it, because everyone always says like, oh, Toei's golden era was like when they were making Fist of the North Star and Fist of the North Star, Dragon Ball Z, and I guess after Digimon they basically fell off a cliff, that kind of thing. That's basically what they say. And of course, like if you're not a Precure, only if you're not a Precure fan and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, it seems like everyone likes to say that, but I kind of disagree. It seems like Toei was always kind of shitty and kind of McDonald's-ish and kind of assembly line animation in a sense.
Yeah, it's always been like that. Always has, always will.
Okay, and and Siegfried kind of has some praise. Dude, Dragon Ball Z Abridged was the magnum opus of a bridge series.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, and he says like, no, Yu Yu Hakusho Abridged was 19 episodes. Naruto Abridged was like 30. They had experience.
Well, I wasn't wrong when I said they did do a Yu Yu Hakusho bridge. If I remember, I'm remembering they did an April Fool's joke of a Yu Yu Hakusho bridge that if I remember correctly, that they said they were gonna continue it, but didn't. Hell, they've even got some of their team has Hellsing Ultimate abridged.
Oh god,
Is they were gonna do an Attack on Titan one, but copyright copyright hammer came down, and they said, "Yeah, okay, we're not gonna do that." They're already walking on thin wires with Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Oh god, okay. Yeah, Toei's Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 was the pinnacle of artistry for them. LOL.
Ah, yes, green-haired Kaiba.
Oh yeah, I need to see Season 0 because I've always heard like there's like a lot of crazy shit. That was the whole reason why 4Kids didn't localize, because it was too crazy for them, I guess.
Well, I imagine it's also because it's a different company, because Toei didn't do
quote unquote Season 0.
Toei, if I remember correctly, Toei was the one who handled Season 0, and then from then on, it was a different animation group that did the rest of the series.
Yeah, I was wondering who did that. Was it like Perot or something like that? No, was it?
I think it was Studio Pirouette. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Who did the animation? Okay. Okay, yeah. The first one was done by Toei, and the second one, okay, it was done by Studio Gallup and Nihon Ad Systems,
Ah,
or Nihon, how you want to pronounce it. But yeah, I think we're pretty much. I think that's pretty much it for right now. Tsukento, I could not thank you enough for coming on. I'm really glad we found time for you to come on to talk about DBZ, and I hope I can have you on again to maybe talk about some other anime and all that stuff because
yeah.
I really do enjoy your commentary on certain things, and maybe like sometime in September, maybe I can have you on again, and maybe we can talk about Sega or something like that.
Maybe. I might have something to do, actually.
Like what? Like
No,
what?
it might actually give me something to do because I am completely out of ideas on what the hell to do for the next Dreamcast anniversary.
Yeah, maybe you can come on, and I can probably invite Anubis on. We can probably talk about the Dreamcast because I know like Anubis is like a huge Sega fan and all that stuff. Talk about Sega history and all that stuff, and I can probably contribute some things to that hat too. But anyway, well, that's enough about that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you all have enjoyed the show. I know it's been a little bit, but stay tuned. There's going to be plenty more to come. I don't know when we'll come back, but for right now, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. So for right now, I'll see you guys later. Peace. Tsukento, you have anything to wrap us up?
I got nothing, just like I got nothing on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, all right, folks. That's going to do it. Y'all have a great night.
Later.